Wally lit up a string of lights and began pulling out all the treasures he had collected over the years. Finally, he had someone to share them with. He handed her an egg beater. With a flick of her arm, Eve sent it flying. He offered her a sheet of plastic bubbles. She took it, gave it a shake, and pop, pop, pop burst every single one in seconds. Then he passed her a Rubik's Cube. All these years, he had never figured out how it worked. But in the time it took him to turn around, Eve had already solved it. Finally, for the grand finale, Wally's favorite romantic movie. They sang and danced along, until Wally accidentally got knocked apart in the excitement, even getting a new light bulb for his big eye. While exploring his collection of junk, Eve found a small metal case. It was a lighter. Only now did Wally learn how it was meant to be used. In the flickering light, Eve seemed more beautiful than ever. He reached out to hold her hand, but the moment she turned toward him, he shyly pulled back. Then Wally remembered something else he was sure Eve had never seen. He pulled out an old boot, and inside it, a green sprout. But for some reason, as soon as Eve scanned the plant, she seemed to shut down. She retracted the seedling into her compartment and went completely still. No matter how Wally called to her, she wouldn't respond. In the darkness, only the light on her chest continued to blink. Thinking she might be out of power, Wally carried her outside to recharge in the sunlight. He stayed by her side for more than 10 days, enduring the scorching sun, holding an umbrella over her in the rain, replacing it when it broke. Worried she wasn't getting enough solar energy, he even tried charging her using his own power source only to get zapped across the yard. Eve's energy needs were far beyond what his old battery could provide. Running out of ideas, Wally decided to take her out for a change of scenery. He draped a string of lights around them and gently guided her along. They drifted across a strangely romantic polluted creek, and on a 700-year-old trash can, he carved Wally's sparkling heart Eve. Then, there among the garbage, they watched the sunset and slowly reached for each other's hands until Eve's automatic shutdown protection kicked in, and she retracted her hand again. A long time passed. One day, as Wally was compacting trash as usual, the spaceship descended from the sky once more, this time to take Eve away. It took Wally a moment to realize what was happening. Panic set in. He could only watch helplessly as the giant claw retracted with Eve inside. But after knowing what it was like not to be alone, Wally couldn't bear the thought of solitude again. He stretched out his metal hand, clung desperately to the hull of the ship, and decided then and there he was leaving this planet to get her back. Now, the entire Earth held only a single cockroach. Flying through the atmosphere into outer space, Wally took one last look at Earth. There was no going back now. A part of him ached at the thought, but through the glass, he caught a glimpse of Eve inside. And in that moment, he knew it was all worth it. He scrambled after her into a massive space capsule. Wally soon discovered that Eve had been flagged for foreign contaminant detection. A giant mechanical arm descended from above, and several bulky robots appeared, dragging her into another room. This time, Wally wasn't going to wait. He rushed out after her, entering a passage filled with machines and people. It turned out this was the very starship built by humans 700 years ago to escape Earth. He wondered, after all this time, how were they doing?